G'day folks. I just got back from a good day at the scrapyard again. I had to go back and pick up an electric motor, and there's also some more stuff to pick through later. I'm going to get one of those big electrical cabinets, the big stainless one. I've also secured that US Motors Varispeed continuously variable belt drive unit, and that'll be something fun to play with. Going to run out of room, so I've got to move some other projects on, but it's just stuff to tinker with and then get rid of. Also picked up a freebie from the owner, a big wad of dirty cheap paper, sandpaper, so I don't know, it was free, I'm not going to complain. There's a lifetime supply of sheets in there. A couple of pairs of gloves for 12 bucks a pair, not bad. They're the good quality flame proof ones. Pro Choice Hot Shots, good flame retardant gloves. CO2 extinguisher was free. There's not a lot left in it, but it's still got some liquid in it. More DIN mounted power outlets, DIN rail mount. Dirt bike stand for Dad. He keeps bringing bikes home, so I figure he might as well have something to help work on them. Another freebie from the owner. And yeah, more good SLA batteries. They've still got plenty of spark in them. I'll resurrect them, use them till they die and throw them out. It's only 12 bucks for the whole box. Not going to complain about that. And while I was there, just stripped down a whole heap of air conditioners to make some beer money for all of us. Got the inverter and some matting from one of them, a Daikin. I think it was a Daikin, it was all smashed up. Yeah, it looks very familiar, that would have been a Daikin inverter. But the rest of the unit was smashed, the whole front panel was torn off. So, I guess I better get that giant Crompton motor off the trailer somehow. Very heavy. I'll give them that much. They used to build motors heavy. It's only 7.5 horsepower, but it weighs about 100 kilos, or 200 pounds. I've also got the conveyor belt matting out here so we can squish this plasma panel. Little car don't like plasma panels. And I'll cut the legs of the base off too. Yeah. The yard manager was nice enough to give me this. They didn't know what to do with it, so they just dropped it in the back of my trailer and said, here you go. 3/4 inch thick industrial conveyor. Pretty much indestructible. Pretty much indestructible. We'll try. Might be able to punch a hole through it or something, that's about it. There's really a lot you need to do to break one of those, or rip it apart. Anywho, I better get that motor off the trailer and close the front gates, because everything's open at the moment. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just, yeah, I don't like leaving the gates wide open. Yeah, it's interesting, the company that makes the motor drive unit still in operation today, usmotors.com, and they're actually a division of Nidec Motor Corporation. A lot of people know Nidec make good computer fans and things. I've got a lot of subscribers saying that, commenting on the amount of Nidec and similar high quality fans that I pull out of things. But yeah, we'll have a look at that thing when it comes. It's not very new, it's very, very old, but the belt and everything inside it looks really good, so it should work quite well. It's 415 volt 3-phase, but it's only 1.5 horsepower, so I can at least spin it over on my normal VFD, and after that I might be able to try. I haven't opened the terminal box on it. I might still be able to wire it into 240 volt delta, even though it's not printed on the plate. But if it's only got 3 leads and it's only going to be 415 volt permanent fixed windings, I can't change it to from star to delta. But we'll look at that later. I've got to get this Crompton motor off the trailer and clean it up and give it a test run. It was freshly rebuilt a few years ago by my friend who runs a pump and electric motor repair business, so it's been fully rewound to new modern standards, and it also has proper high-speed maintenance-free bearings in it, so it'd be a good candidate to use as a makeshift 3-phase generator project, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. Hell, I could use that with drive that with a diesel engine and use the power from the Crompton motor to run the US Motors Varispeed drive. That should work. Well, there's another one for the collection. I guess you could say I have far too many motors, just like my dad has far too many bikes. Dad keeps collecting dirt bikes and I keep collecting motors. That one doesn't work though, that's one Brad gave me for autopsy. That works but leaks. And there's another one over behind the trailer down there too. which has a good motor, but it's seized. But yeah, this one's got silky smooth bearings and fairly recent windings. They're the nice modern windings. It's been redone. Don't know how many years ago it would have been redone, but it doesn't look like it's done many hours since. It was originally driving a water pump at a farm, and that's all it's ever done. It's just driven a large belt drive Kelly and Lewis centrifugal water pump, and that's it. One big ass water pump motor. But yeah, they're good windings. I know the guy who did it, and he's very thorough with his rewinding. Not to mention varnishing and vacuum impregnation of the resin. He's a really good motor rebuilder. So, these bearings probably go with one more shot of grease, and that's about it. Give it a good wipe down or clean up. Check out inside there. You can see that's been smashed and bronzed up. They've done a good job of it. Yeah, heavy duty. Yeah, bit of detail there. 7.5 horse, 415 volts, 10 3/4 amps, 50 hertz, 1500 RPM, continuous running rating. Yeah, silky smooth. This thing take forever to spin down with no load on it. Just gonna get rid of the spideys. Not that there's much crap in there. I think it's only been out in the weather recently, like really recently. The rest of that's just moisture rust. I believe it's Australian made. Crompton, I believe Crompton was an Australian company back then. They've been through so many changes. Crompton Greaves, Brooke Crompton Motors. Yeah, loads of different company mergers and changes and things like that. I don't even know if Crompton Motors or one of those divisions is still operating, or if the name's still used. I don't know. I haven't heard the name Crompton Motors in years. Nowadays it's all Betts or Brooke, or not even Brooke. Well, maybe, yeah, I think I've seen Crompton Motors on compressors, new ones. So they must still be around, but they're probably import motors. I doubt they'd be making them in Australia anymore. Oh, I guess I should clean this thing up and put some power to it. We'll do a separate video of that one. I just saw a spider. He's just in there. There's not much left in this, but... Hello, little spider. Frozen spider. Oh no, it wouldn't. No, it's not cold, but it'd be upset spider. And that, I can't remember what comes out of those. Ooh, there is something in there. Maybe it is a spider. Yeah, can't remember. Maybe a cicada or something. And since these don't run a pressure gauge on them like that does, you can see that one's still in the green, so that's alright. It hasn't been tested in a while, but the pressure gauge on it's good. These ones here, it's all by weight. And see that one there says 5.65 full and 3.64 empty. So if we turn our scales on, this will tell me how much is left in it. So 4.65. So there's a kilo in it. That's alright. Kilo free CO2. Beautiful. I wouldn't rely on it too much for fire extinguishing. I'd probably, no. Depending on the fire, I don't know which one I'd grab first, because this stuff is messy as hell and corrosive. But this stuff, if it's like an ember fire, like wood or something, it'll tend to reignite once the CO2 goes away. Whereas this stuff here just blankets it and kills it. So it depends on the rating. The most important thing is electrical. It doesn't make a mess if your electrics are on fire. And flammable liquids. Once the fire's out on a flammables fire, unless there's somewhere for it to reignite, it should be fine. So yeah, there are certain times and places where CO2 is absolutely fantastic, especially in car fires, that sort of thing. Workshop fire where you don't want corrosive dry chem going everywhere, or worse, that foam shit. I think there's one of those at the yard at the moment. It's a full foam extinguisher. I have to let that one off safely somewhere just to get rid of the pressure and then unscrew the tops. Because some idiot fire extinguisher contractor dumped about 20 of them in the bin out the front of the scrapyard the other night. I was there the next morning just picking some stuff up, and yeah, the guy who runs the place just showed me. It's like, oh my god. That's where this came from. There was 2 in there which still had gas in them. The rest of them were pretty much empty, but this massive bloody foam thing was full, completely full. And it's just irresponsible to dump A, pressure vessels even if they're empty, and B, pressure vessels that are full, or at least still have 1,000 psi or something in them. Dangerous amounts of pressure. So yeah, you've got to dispose of this stuff carefully and responsibly, not just chuck it in the scrap bin out the front of the yard in the middle of the night and then run away. Pretty irresponsible of a fire extinguisher contractor to do that.